Hey guys, it's a lot going. So if you aren't aware, things have escalated tremendously ever since I posted the video yesterday. It's a lot. So what they thought to do, these people that I have helped to expose, what they thought was best was to put a federal warrant out on me. Here is the warrant right there. It's a federal warrant. And for, I guess, intimidation, because I posted a video telling the truth about what had happened to these men at the homeless shelter. Slave labor. That's what it is. It's slave labor. Oh, also, this video is not going to have like all the bells and whistles of the editing and that kind of thing like that. I am constantly on the move for not just my safety, but to tell the truth of everything that's happened. This is what they didn't want you to know. This is what they wanted to prevent. Lisa Beckner, let's start with her first. Lisa Beckner is a huge part of this. That's Mo Sutton's mother, for those of you that don't know who she is. Lisa Beckner is a big part of getting black youth, particularly black men in Evansville, scholarships. She helped get me one, not that much. It was like $500 in high school, not really worth anything. But hey, you know, I was appreciative, so I always looked to her as a second mother. I've known her for about 20 years. But again, her name is Lisa Beckner. We can look her up. Mo Sutton's mother, Mo Sutton, who is the coach at Harrison High School. That's his mom. She lives uptown, but she's a big part of this. I'll get to that in a bit. But I just want to showcase that the lengths that these people will go to keep the truth from being exposed. I know you guys have been waiting for this ever since I posted the names of people that I'm going to expose. It's basically the Dixie Mafia, you know, for long story short. These people have come together to utilize LinkedIn. This is so dumb. LinkedIn to work together to create funding for each other through Old National Bank. The person the person that is help funneling money to each of these individuals, companies that they work for, his name is Theodore Jackson III. We call him TT, or Mr. Football. You remember Mr. Football? We used to call you Mr. Football, TT, back in middle school. For those of you who don't know, TT has a cannon for an arm. He can throw a football so far. He's always been extremely like, you know, talented and everything like that. But that's TT, you know. So anyway, the Theodore Jackson III. He's a foreign something. The name, I'll show you the name right here. Something with the Old National Bank. He's high up there. He's high up there. I wanted to do a piece on TT, as a matter of fact. I asked him, I was like, hey man, like I would love to do a piece on you. And he says this thing, you know, well, I don't think I've really gotten to a place yet to where I feel, you know, where I've made it. I'm like, dude, you're like high up in Old National Bank. On top of that, TT used to be a captain in the Army. He, you know, high ranking captain, and in the Army. So it's a lot going. I mean, but you know, to me, that's a success. I mean, you're a success. You got a, you know, beautiful family and everything like that, or whatever. You're doing very well. Why wouldn't you want me to showcase that to other people? Not just for not for yourself necessarily, but just showcase like, hey, this is a great guy. He's doing this stuff in the community, kind of. But you know, he said he wasn't ready. Okay, I understand. I'm not gonna push the issue. Cool, no big deal. But what I've stumbled upon on LinkedIn is these people on this list using LinkedIn as a resource, as a connection base for their illicit and illegal activities. Okay, this goes very deep and very wide. When you look at these different individuals, they all are high ranking in their job and profession. They all don't have the same profession, but they all have different professions. That's the key. They all are high ranking individuals. Even the lower tier members are managers. The higher tier members are CEOs of their own company and that kind of thing. That's why I've never seen anything like this before. I don't think this has ever been done before. It goes all the way up to Theodore Jackson, then Michelle Rogers. Michelle Rogers used to be Michelle Wall back in the day. When we all went to school together. All these people on this list I know personally. I've known my whole life. Me and Theodore Jackson, TT, go all the way back to St. Vincent's daycare. You know, St. Vincent's daycare. We were in literally preschool together. So I mean, we go back a ways. That's just facts. And so all these people are aligned in this. It's basically this cabal of the Midwest that's over here trying to, well, essentially funneling money for themselves. And it's a problem. It's a problem because they're not doing it for, you know, their community or anything like that. They're doing it for their own companies, their own agenda. They're just themselves. They're not really helping. For example, Alex Burton was started. So I'm gonna give you a timeline, but let's just throw Alex Burton in here real quick because he does matter. He helped get a $30 million contract from the government. Loan contract, I'm not exactly sure. But I'll show you the video. Show you the picture that he has posted on his LinkedIn. It's pinned at the top. He's proud of that. And so he has it like to where he helped like, get like $30 million for the inner city community. Oh, that sounds great, doesn't it? It sounds awesome. It does. Well, it would be if he was actually doing it for the community. But the difference is that he's doing it for the people in this league, this little group, you know, like the Huff, like Andrew Huff, you know, and just different people like Tiffany. All this stuff. I know all these people personally. Grew up with these people. It's weird. It's weird. It's really weird. And looking at this, you know. So let's start with the timeline. Stephanie Terry. All right. It's a long story short. So my cousin, I was coming back from New York. All the stuff that happened, I told you yesterday. Everything that happened. I'm coming back from New York. And getting myself together mentally after, you know, depression and all that stuff or whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm just trying to get myself together. My cousin Cameron Ellis, tells me that, hey, there's a black woman running for mayor. There's a black woman running for mayor. I was like, okay, that sounds cool. Maybe I can help her with a campaign. So I get in touch with Josh Calhoun. Josh Calhoun knows a lot of people. He's very politically connected because he used to be a politician and he used to be a cop before that. He used to be a cop before that, and then he became a politician. Now he's over Hope Housing or something to that effect. I'll pull it up right there. It's right there. And so he's over Hope Housing or something like that. And but he's you know made a name for himself in the city of Evansville because he's known a lot of people. He's very networking centric. And if you go to his LinkedIn page, you can tell that. You can see that he's all about network, and so that's very important going forward. So Josh puts me in touch with Stephanie Terry, you know, And so we talk, and we set up a meeting time and everything like that. She's very, impressed by my resume. I've been working for the mayor, the city of Houston, all this stuff like that, all this time, and all this thing's great. Cool. Oh yeah, black guy, cool, awesome. And so we meet, everything like that is cool, and so we have a great meeting. So long story, later on, she introduced me to Ben Trockman. Ben Trockman is her campaign manager, okay? And I also meet her campaign people via interview. They have an interview with me, on phone interview, and their people are named the Guerrilla Politic. The Guerrilla Politic is not based in Evansville, Indiana or Indiana. They're based in Michigan. And if you look on their page, they're a bunch of feminists. That's what they are. And that's just a fact. Like it's a bunch of it's nothing but women, and this one guy, I think he's a gay guy. No big deal, whatever. But but it's weird. Like it's just, so why is it's not so much that they're feminists. It's like, why are you using these people that are in Michigan? That's really the key question here, because this is Evansville you want to appeal to. Why these are Michigan people? What do they have to do with Indiana at all? They don't. But anyway, and so she does this. And so we're going through all this stuff or whatever. And so again, I'm helping you with your campaign. They hired me, like during the interview process, they stopped me mid-sentence, and I'm basically explaining what the problems that's going on with her campaign. Certain people don't like her, not that kind of thing, where the black money is in Evansville, that kind of stuff. And they basically stopped me mid-sentence and say, hey, okay, you're the guy, we definitely want to use you, because Ben Trockman was like, yes, we definitely want to use you. Okay, cool. Sounds great. I've been pounding the pavement for you for weeks now, before asking people do you know Tiffany Terry? Nobody knows who she is. Even though she's been a council member for 10 years, no one really knows who she is or what she stands for. It's weird. You're a councilman for 10 years, nobody knows who you are. All right. Sorry guys, had to move locations, can never be too careful. Anyway. So so go through all this stuff or whatever with her campaign people and everything. Cool. And so I'm in there. She hires me. I have proof of this. Try to tell Josh Calhoun or whoever the hell that they never hired me, but I have emails and text messages to prove this. As a matter of fact, how would I have her number if they never hired me? Weird. Anyway, and so liars. Anyway, and so I'm looking on her page, and I told her beforehand, in the interview before, I was like, I was saying I see a problem with your campaign is that you're married, and nobody knows that, nobody can tell that, and you have kids. You have a whole family, Stephanie Terry, and no one can see that. It's weird. So how come it's not on your your promotional material and your social media, all that stuff like that? Weird. And I said that. So when I'm looking through her her campaign and her Facebook images and all stuff like that, I'm seeing that she has a picture with a guy who I've never seen before. I don't know who that is. I'm supposed to be with your campaign, and I'm optics and I'm video production. Okay, I've been doing this again for 20 plus years, or almost 20 years. I apologize at this point. And so she when I asked her who this person is, it was on a Friday, as a matter of fact. I asked her who this person is. She gets mad and goes. No, first of all, she asked why. I was like, well, this might help us, with her campaign. Maybe I can reach out to them and maybe we can help or whatever. But there's no name attached to the picture. All these other pictures have names, but this guy has no names. Weird. And so she went off on a whole diatribe in this text message. You can see it right here. It's all this shit. Like, what? This is what? I'm asking a question, and this is how you act. So you want to be the mayor of the city of Evansville, but you act like this when pressed for by your ally, someone who's looking out for you. It's weird. And also keep in mind, when I was asking her about, like, herself, like, what groups or whatever of Evansville that she feels that she's feels strongly and passionate about. I asked for 3. She could only give me 2. It was the Deltas. She's a Delta. Keep that in mind. It's important. And then also, she said the Children's Museum, because she was over the Children's Museum for a long time, and that kind of thing. Politicians love kids. They love kids. That's important too. You got to love the kids if you want to be a politician. It's really important. Anyway, and so ridiculous. They are dumb. Anyway, and so she goes to this whole diatribe, basically fires me. Here's the getting text message to prove it. I love receipts. And so I said, okay, I didn't go off on her or anything like that. I said, okay. And so I talked to Ben Trockman, her campaign manager, and when that happened, he said, well, I stand with Stephanie, and you shouldn't. Well, before I sent her a video of a guy that I had recorded asking him, like, why he would choose, why he's voting for Stephanie Musgrave. I'm sorry, not Stephanie Musgrave, for Cheryl Musgrave, because he has a big sign in his yard. I'm asking him, like, I recorded nothing malicious or anything like that. I'm asking him, but that was never addressed before when I showed it to her, but originally, like that last Friday. The Monday that I asked her about, who this guy is in this picture, she goes off on me. It's ridiculous. She goes on a whole tangent. Okay, but so he's like, well, you shouldn't have did that or whatever. We don't like the way you handle things, but we don't like that, and So, okay, well, that should have been addressed last week, not when I asked her about this guy in this picture. So, and I'm gonna tell you right now, just because, and then he might have been I've already been like doing stuff for their campaign, like, kind of pounding the pavement, asking people about her and just different things or whatever, getting, or like on the ground pavement, like, checking for like how people view her. And here's the thing. Nobody knows who she is. Nobody gives a fuck about Stephanie Terry. Who gives a fuck about this idiot that nobody knows? She's been a whole councilman for 10 years and nobody knows her. That means she's ineffectual. That's what it means. I've been around council members. I've been around mayors or whatever for a long time. They are very visible. If they're not visible, they're useless. Useless. Be clear about that. She's awful. Anyway, and so I told Ben Trockman that, okay, well, I'm gonna let everybody know who she is and what she's about, because if this is how you act, you're a narcissist and you don't care about the people at all. You just care about yourself. And I have the biggest mouth in the universe, clearly, and I'm gonna let everyone know who she is. Done. Okay, so anyway, so there's that. So what happens later? I'm telling people about, her, and I went to Cheryl Musgrave's office to explain how Stephanie Terry is not good for the community. But who I hit up first though? The first person I hit up, Lisa Beckner. Lisa Beckner. The reason why I hit up Lisa Beckner is because Lisa Beckner is very connected with the black community. Even though a lot of people don't know who she is, kind of secretive. I wonder why that is. Anyway, she's very connected with the black community because she's been getting all these young men over the years, giving them scholarships. She gave me one. I met her through my cousin Chris Smith. He's passed now. Doesn't matter. I guess she doesn't care. Anyway. But I met her through Chris. I know Lisa for about 20 years. And so I told her, I said, hey, Lisa, I don't think Stephanie Terry is a good fit as mayor. If I want to know anything is going on, if I want to know if anything is going on with this, with Evansville and the black community, I asked Lisa because she's very connected, and she's also a millionaire. I think a multi-millionaire. She may be a multi-millionaire. I'm not exactly sure, but she told me she met her first million doing something back in the day and all stuff like that. So she's probably a multi-millionaire. Okay, maybe so. So, but she's connected to the black money, and the black money is in the junior league. of Evansville, if you don't know. And also Memorial Church, if you don't know. We'll get to that on another video. Anyway. And so the Lisa, so I tell Lisa she's not really responsive. She's like, well, okay, we can talk about it when I get back, and you know, but she told me before she doesn't really care for Stephanie Terry. Like, she doesn't really care for her and that kind of thing. And she wanted to have a meeting and sit down. I actually scheduled that. We actually had a scheduled meeting with Lisa Beckner and Stephanie Terry. What Lisa Beckner wanted, not necessarily to not have Stephanie Terry as the mayor, but she wanted her to basically come bend the knee to her, because Lisa Beckner's like this. She's very vindictive. I'll prove this on later in the video. I have text messages to prove this. She wants to be a pastor, but she's very vindictive. That's not a good trait for a pastor. I mean, would you say? I don't know. I think pastors are supposed to be forgiving, not vindictive. My guess. Anyway, and so there's, you know, that's that. But she's not really responsive to me. Okay, weird. But anyway, I don't care. I'm going to talk to everybody around Evansville, the barbers, people that are like, you know, mainstays in the community, like Marcia, Gerald the barber, just different people that I know that talk a lot, and we'll get the word out. This person is not a good individual, because my community matters most. It's not about Stephanie Terry and her platform. I don't give a shit that she is a black woman. I want her to be effective and care about the community. If she doesn't do that, what good is she? I don't care about her color. I don't care about her gender or anything like that, or sexuality even. I can care less. What I do care about is what's best for the community. And so that's what matters to me the most. But so because of that, came back, and so I'm riding around the city one day, and guess who calls me? Alex Burton. Alex Burton calls me randomly and says, hey, Chris, can we talk? And I was like, sure. What's going on, Alex? Again, as you can tell, I'm very connected with the politicians and political leaders of Evansville. Again, you don't have to be downtown to run shit. Keep that in mind. Anyway, and so Alex Burton calls me. He gives me all this vitriol. He's very angry about the fact that I am, you know, basically like telling people that Stephanie Terry is not a good fit for mayor. When he says, oh, well, I can't believe you would help sabotage a black woman's campaign for mayor. It's like, what does the fact that she's a black woman have to do with her character? It doesn't. Because Martin talked about character. Martin Luther King, some of you have forgotten. Martin Luther King talked about character, not about color. Fuck color. That's superficial. Are we voting people for superficiality now? Is that something that we're doing in 2023? I thought we were moving forward. Anyway, and so there's that. And so he goes on with all this vitriol. And so I say, Alex, why are you calling me for Stephanie Terry's campaign? Why are you asking me all these questions about Stephanie Terry? You're a council member. You're a council member. Like, you shouldn't be asking me questions. Like, how close are you? I know you were on Stephanie Terry's campaign. Are you and Stephanie Terry close? Are you guys close? How close are you? How close are you and Stephanie Terry, Alex Burton, to be calling me this false anger? Because I would expect her husband to call me with that. He never called me. His name is Marcus Terry. Alex Burton, is that not her husband? Her husband didn't call me, but Alex Burton called me. It's weird. It's weird. And so anyway, yeah. But so I said, well, how close? And so when I said, how close are you guys? How close are you and Stephanie Terry, Alex? He hung up the phone really quick. Excuse me. So anyway, there's that. And so that happened. I don't know what that was about. Can't really tell you. I have my suspicions, but hey, who knows? Anyway, and so, but the next morning, I sent him a text message because I've been researching him. Apparently, that Alex Burton has, people have been wanting him to get off the the city council for a while now. I see this. I think it's on Channel 14. I saw it here. You can see the video. I mean, see the pictures or whatever. the text message I sent, and it says me. This is me. I texted this picture to him, and I say, I know you now, because you called me. You called me. I didn't call you. You called me. And so with this anger about something that shouldn't matter to you. So, and it says, oh, well, I don't know. I didn't see what you sent, big dog, and this, that, and the other. I said, well, if you didn't see what I sent, how did you? Well, no, he said, I'm sorry, I didn't see the picture you sent. I didn't see the picture that you sent. And I said, well, if you didn't see the picture, how did you know I sent a picture? He didn't respond. I don't think how are these people council members? Anyway, there's that. So that's Alex Burton. I don't know. And so anyway, that's all that stuff's going on. So now I'm starting to look at this stuff, and I'm starting to see like what is going on here, and so I start just making connections. I'm looked on LinkedIn to see who this person is like. And I'm not sure actually how I stumbled upon. I really don't know how I stumbled upon this. I'm still trying to figure it out. Like what actually tipped me off to this. It's just that. But I'm looking at Alex Burton. No, that's what it was. Alex Burton was looking at on my page. He was like research. I have proof of this. So here, check. Let's check it out. He's actually like viewing my page. Like, why the hell is he viewing my page on LinkedIn? Because you can see when you're on LinkedIn, you can see who's looking at your page, and unless you pay unless they pay the premium fee, and then it's like some incognito shit. This whole site is predatory. Anyway, and so I see he's looking at my page. Whatever. And so I'm like, why is this fool looking at my page? What is going on here? But I started seeing that he is connected with like people, like certain people. So I'm seeing all these connections, right? Elisa Beckner's on LinkedIn. Whatever. She doesn't have no picture up, but she's got her thing on there. Like, all right. So I'm telling all this stuff. But again, whatever. I don't really pay it no mind. She doesn't have her picture up, but she has her thing up. It's like she's trying to be incognito. Like, weird. And so because I mean you want to, it seems like you want to be visible because you want to help these black youth or whatever in the inner city of Evansville, and around or whatever. So you want to be visible. Kind of weird. So whatever. But I'm seeing this other lady named Linda Baker that she knows she has a lot of same connections. Like, okay, but Linda Baker is if you don't know who she is, and you probably don't, Linda Baker is the librarian, the head librarian over at East Branch Library, and like the heart of like the hood or whatever of Evansville. It's like the black community, library. Like everybody knows that library. So it's by the big park. And so she's the head librarian. And I know her personally. Like I've known her for a while because she helped me get back on my feet after like everything that happened. I had to like basically restart my whole life. So so Linda Baker, I see her on and say, oh, okay, that's Linda. I know Linda. And I send her a request, whatever. She doesn't respond for ever. Matter of fact, but I see that she knows all these people. I'm like, nobody, but she's not. The Bakers are a very popular family in Evansville, but she's not. Nobody knows who she is. I've asked around for quite a few people. Nobody knows or like really ever heard of her and stuff like that. But she used to be over Impact Ministries. And this is kind of a big deal for the black community. It's like it used to be a workout place. It's torn down now, but it used to be a workout place in Evansville. Okay, cool. She has a history of leadership. So like she used to be over Impact. She's over at the library now and stuff like that. Okay. So I'm seeing this. I'm starting I think it's just kind of weird that she doesn't have a picture of herself up either. Like, again, you're being a leader in the black community of Evansville, but you don't have a picture up, but you have all these connections with people. It's weird. And so like, And I sent a request, she never responds or anything like that. And so I'm starting to think, I'm starting to see these connections with all these people, like with Theodore Jackson, TT, Latoya Dozier, Chris Schmidt, Ernie Griffin, or he's the vice principal at Harrison. I'm seeing all these, like, they're all connected, like Dion Mylan. Michelle Rogers specifically, Michelle Rogers, and I'm seeing all these connections, and I'm just like, why are they all like connected to these, like, this little small group? They should all be connected to like everyone, because I've connected to everyone that we know, but they're all connected to each other in this small little group. Like, what is this? This is, I mean, it's because I'm looking. Most people wouldn't see it because most people aren't connected to everybody, but I am, because that's how you're supposed to use LinkedIn. You're connected with everyone so you can reach the largest, like, you can cast the largest net. That's the whole point of it. Well, not if you're trying to be on some like subtle shit. So some fuck shit. There's more fuck shit. So you when you're using you have your own little network of people that you want to, like, to constantly, like, be inside of, that are maybe possibly doing some illegal activities. You would use this little network of people. If y'all are, like, work together and say, oh, okay, TT knows Shahana. Okay, when she knows, then they're connected to the same people. All right, you should be connected to, like, everybody that we grew up with, because we all grew up together. Me and Shahana and TT all was all the same benches together too. Like, we go back way far. And so, I mean, like, preschool. This is, it's a movie level shit. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. It's movie level. So, I couldn't write this because it's unbelievable. Anyway, and so, there's all these people linked in. And here, I guess, it's proof. Like, I'll give you proof to all this. I'm not making this shit up. It's all these different people. They're about the Huffs, both Huff brothers. Dion Mylan, just it's great. He's over at Old National Bank, and he knows a lot of people. So is Josh Calhoun, but TT specifically, he knows a lot, and he's a lot of people in the network, that he's very familiar with, and he's connected to. Well, you would be if you were specifically funneling money to these specific people and their organizations. So, for example, Michelle Rogers, and this is key because she's one of the top people in this whole, like, dynamic. Michelle Rogers is the broker for Cabal Realty. Cabal Realty is based in Evansville, Indiana, and she's a high-level employee, the broker. And so, Cabal Realty, they have, I think it's brothers. I'm not exactly sure. But they're brothers that own it. One's the president and the other one is the owner. It's the CEO or something like that. It's something where they're both co-owners. I don't know, whatever. And so, but she's the broker for them. Now, looking at it, and looking at her connection with Theodore Jackson III, it's just, I'm just guessing. Like, it just looks like it looks like that money is being funneled through Michelle from TT's Old National Bank position through Michelle to Cabal Realty. You know, and it looks like, I mean, for what purpose? I mean, like, you know, it looks like kickbacks. Because why would you use this? Why would you keep using the same people, you know, in your LinkedIn network? You should be growing your network like constantly. You should be growing your network constantly if they're going to use a network. And network people grow constantly, so you're constantly growing. But they're not. They're using these same specific people, like Natoya Dozier. For this, for like, no, just the money or whatever, and Alex Burton. These people that are just connected to each other in this little group. It's really weird. It's really weird. And so, looking at it, yeah, I mean, it could be like money, like kickbacks and things like that, which is highly illegal. Maybe, you know, I mean, it's legal. It's illegal. Now, why would they be doing this? Well, when you have people like Old National Bank that aren't really invested in the black community or the community in general and actually want to see, like, you know, things improve and things get better, but they want to have the perception of it. They want to have the perception of things being better. But not actually happen. So they actually funnel it to like these different private organizations or whatever. Say, oh, look what we're doing for the black community. Look what we're doing for this people over here. Oh, this high school, Harrison High School, with, you know, the Ernie Griffin, you know, is a vice president of, and then Bossy High School, which you know, Huff is the president. I mean, the principal of, not president, Ernie. Sorry, you're not the president. You're not the vice president. You're the vice principal. I apologize. Sorry. Anyway. And so, you know, but you has the guise of it. Like, so, like, it looks like you're doing well for, you know, you're helping people, but not really. Like, you're just focusing on these specific group, and everyone doesn't get a piece of the pie. Just your friends. It's the same shit that's been going on time and time again. Let me help these people out and make a show of it to have it's a huge virtue signal. That's all it is. Yay, black community! Yay, Huff! Yay, we're gonna help this principal. We're gonna help Courtney Johnson. He knows a lot of people. Now honestly, I mean, I was like controlled. I was like, nah, man, not Courtney, because he loves the kids. He loves the kids. He loves the kids. Why Eve, man? Come on now. Come on, no, man. He got a whole building dedicated to children. In the hood. It's a good thing. He got computers all up in there. All kind of shit. All kind of shit. It's a good thing. Yeah. Politicians love the kids. Love the kids. Yeah, they would. They need to. Stephanie Terry loves the kids too. They great for campaign material. That's what I told her when I was helping her with her campaign. Like, oh, that's great, because everyone loves children. You want to help the kids, right? For sure. Like, why wouldn't you? Yeah, that's great, Courtney Johnson. It's cool. Nothing's wrong with that, you know. Cool. All right. Okay. And so we've seen all these connections being made with these specific people, but Courtney knows a lot of people, and he's connected. You know who he's connected to? and that old girl, whatever her name was, the one that Tracy Gordon, I mean, the Evansville Rescue Missions like chick or whatever, the one with the stupid like smile and all that bullshit, the dumb smile. Her, like, he knows a lot of people. He's very connected in this like, you know, this little like thing that they got going. Maybe he just likes people, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's a good thing. You should like people. But he's very connected. But I keep seeing his connections with people that are like unsavory. It's kind of weird. Stephanie Terry, and him and Alex Burton are real. You know, they've been, you know, apparently they've been friends for a long time. All this shit. Okay. All right. He knows these people that are unsavory. Now, I always raised of you are who you hang around. Okay, you're the counsel you keep, and it applies specifically to Courtney and Alex because they're council members. Well, no, I'm sorry. Courtney is a council member yet. He wants to be a council member. And but Alex Burton is a council member. So, you know. I'm just seeing a lot of these connections. And so I'm seeing all this stuff. I was thinking, how? Oh, okay. But also I'm seeing Linda Baker. Linda Baker's connecting all this stuff like that. And so I'm seeing all this. So eventually I've started making sense. Okay, like, so she's not connected directly, but something's up with her. And to all these people, but she's connected, but nobody knows who she is. Nobody's really heard of her. And she seems kind of like just kind of spooky, kind of just to herself, kind of weird. I mean, some people are just introverted. Okay, cool. Whatever. But she's a baker. Bakers are very well known in the Evansville community. I mean, like, very well known. In my opinion, they would always be on some fuck shit. But I mean, whatever. That's just, you know, not they stealing money or whatever, but they just seem like they just on some like weird energy, whatever. So I started researching her. I started asking questions. I started asking people about her specifically. And so apparently, she's the wife of a pastor, and she's the wife of a pastor. So I'm looking at him. I started asking people, whatever. So, and I don't know what came to me. I was thinking, it's like, man, it's like her and drugs. Like, I mean, like, is she? Yeah, this was a random thought. Like, I'm being honest. It's a random thought. Is she like? It's just a hunch. I mean, shit. And honestly, I mean, let's just be honest. I put a lot of shit together with the men's mission. I was like, well, just a hunch. Like, is she connected with like the drugs or whatever in Evansville, in Indiana? Like, you know, fentanyl that killed Tyrell. Okay, I was just curious. I mean, you know, she's mysterious, and I don't really care for mysterious. Like, that's not a good look. And so I started asking people or whatever. And, you know, apparently, I asked my cousin. I asked my cousin Cameron, who I've known my whole life. It's basically my brother. I'm actually older than Cameron. Cameron, I'm older than you. You forget that. You think you've seen a lot of shit, but you really haven't. And so I asked Cameron. Cameron is a drug dealer. Been a drug dealer for a long time. The reason why I'm telling you this is because Cameron threatened me. A lot of family members I lost behind all this shit. A lot of them. A lot of them chose sides, and they chose wrong. Okay? They chose selfishness and greed. So I went over to Cameron's house, and because he wouldn't answer I texted him. He never. I said, "Who is Linda? Do you know Linda Baker? He's been a drug dealer for a long time. I said, do you know who Linda Baker is? Have you ever heard of her?" He didn't respond. Cameron always responded to me. Okay? Go over there. And so I go over there one day, I was knocking on the door. I was like, "Hey, Cameron, I need to holler at you." I said, "Hey, man, do you know who Linda Baker is? Nobody like can tell me like nothing about this chick or whatever." And like, this is Evansville. Evansville's small as shit. Everybody knows each other. So why don't people know who she is? And so he said, "No, I don't know who she is, but I got to holler at you real quick." I was like, "Okay." So I go in there. It's like thousands of dollars on his table. All right, whatever, man. It is what it is. I don't care. Like, you know, I know what you do. Man, you need to stop digging. What are you talking about? Cameron, what are you talking about? You need to stop digging. Like, you make people nervous. What the fuck? What are you talking about? Like, making who nervous? Who? Well, the way you look, the Stephanie Terry stuff or whatever and all stuff like that. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's on some fuck shit, because she is. She's on some fuck shit. And so, well, it looks like you like her. I was like, what? Let me say, and so before anybody tries to make some like slide comments or whatever that I was digging Stephanie Terry, let me tell you something right goddamn now. That person, I would never touch her. She is disgusting to me. Like I would like just no. Marcus, I don't know how you doing it, bro. I don't know how you doing it, but I would never touch her. That is not even close to my caliber of woman. Not in any way, shape, or form. Gross. Anyway, back to what we was talking about. So he's basically defending these politicians. Alex Burton said, well, I don't fuck with Alex Burton. I was like, well, what are you talking about? Like, why are you defending politicians? I never known you a dealer. You a dealer. And the only reason I'm out in this because they coming for me. These people are coming for me. They let these people, you, Cameron, you let them, and Lisa Beckner and all them, you let them put a warrant out for me, a federal warrant. Y'all ain't playing games no more. So I see that, and you trying to take my freedom away from me. So that's the game we playing. Here it is. Take yours. Now, anyway, and so that's what's happening, right? Unless he's giving me all this or whatever, like you making people nervous. What the fuck am I making nervous? And who do you know? Okay, that's what I'm thinking. And apparently, you know, I'm making the right people nervous because they come to you like with information saying, "Fuck, you a drug dealer." And you know what? Somebody else, one of my people put me onto this. Has Cameron? You know, is Cameron still out? Like, well, is your cousin still out? Is your cousin still out? Like, what do you mean? Is your cousin still out? Oh yeah, you a whole dealer, and you ain't never been to jail, nothing. Suspect. That's suspect as fuck. And you defending politicians, my nigga? Oh, and you on top of that, you a whole manager at your job? Is it rest care? Is that what it is? That's what it was. And so he told me like just basically stop digging. When people say that, you digging, like you digging in the right hole. That's where you digging, you know. I'm asking about Linda Baker. So here's the deal. So that's what I did. So I was like, okay, I'm looking at this chick, Linda Baker, and I go over there. So I go over there one day, to the library. I know Linda Baker I know her. Like they helped me like get on my feet again, you know. So I went over there. And I was returning a book, or actually I was rechecking it out. And so I said, hey Linda. She said, hey Chris. I said, hey, I found you on LinkedIn. You did? Why are you nervous about that? Like, why is that a surprise? Why is LinkedIn a surprise for you? You did. It was a surprise for her. It was a surprise. Y'all know, see, y'all know I'm telling the truth because I'm giving y'all details. Whenever someone gives you details with a story, that's the truth. Like, it's the truth. That's how you tell the truth from the liars. Details. I'm giving you details. She was like, oh, you did? Yeah, I found you on LinkedIn. I sent your friend request. Like she had like 27 connections. It was like something like 27 connections. Lisa Beckner had 21. So I thought that was really weird that Linda Baker, who nobody knows, has 27 connections when Lisa Beckner has 21. It's weird. And so you know, maybe it was just an old account or something like that or whatever. She played it off. Okay, cool, no big deal. The next morning I looked, her 27 connections went down to 8. And she denied my request. The fuck? I also sent her friend request on Facebook. She still hasn't responded. You can see. So, I like receipts. And so okay, I mean she's something. Also looking at the pictures. So here's her pictures right here. Whenever you're looking at something, you ever see like those mafia don pictures and everything like that or whatever? You ever see the person who's like in charge of the family? The family, they're in charge. They're in the middle, and they have the biggest like smile, like the power, the energy is kind of coming from them. It's exuding from them. I'm just looking, and people telling me to stop digging. That always means you're digging the right hole. So there's that. I'm looking at all this and what's going on, and I'm seeing all these drugs. And so my big issue is this was Tyrell. It was Tyrell, and I'm just gonna be straight up and honest about that, man. Me and Tyrell, and this, y'all ain't gonna give, y'all don't care. But like the thing is, me and Tyrell used to be pen pals, and like when we was like young, okay, like that, we was cool. It was always cool, kind of growing up or whatever. You know, we wasn't tight, but we was cool. But to me, he always, you know, he's kind of just, we kind of felt just like, okay, this is another, just a black dude or whatever, you know, kind of thing, you know. But what happened was with Tyrell is that he got into drugs in the community, in the black community of Evansville. And Cameron told me, he's like, well, you can't change it. You by yourself, you can't change it. You can't change it. One person can always make the difference, Cameron. I'm sorry that you don't know that. One person can make the difference between good and evil and doing what's right. So, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like the people, so for the ones that over here trying to like shut me up and make me be quiet or whatever, do you really think that you're a good person? Like, is that what you think? When you're trying to like stop someone from speaking and sharing their opinion about anything, and you basically want to shut them up, do you realize that that's fascism? That's like what Hitler stood on. You don't need a Nazi uniform to exemplify, you know, their ideology. You don't. Like you're a whole fascist. Like you're a whole if you want someone to shut up and be quiet because of their opinion, you are a fascist. You're performing fascism. Here's the definition for it right here. You're a fascist. You're Hitler. Like you're a whole Hitler. You think you're a good person? Is that what you think? Is that what y'all think? Y'all want people to shut up because of their opinion? Here's facts. Like if you live in truth and you don't have anything to be afraid of, you don't have anything to be afraid of. You don't fear questions. You don't fear like someone saying like whatever about whatever. Like, oh, okay, well this person, oh well, they don't have anything to stand on. There's nothing to worry about. So because I started speaking out, people got afraid, and people wanted me to shut up. People telling me to be quiet. I have the biggest mouth in the universe. I can't be quiet. Like, not when men's lives are at stake. Not when, you know, people are being affected by this, but you don't care about that. All you care about is the money that's on your table. And that's not just Cameron. It's a lot of people. They just care about the money that's on their table. And so, I'm looking at all this. One person can always make a difference. And so, I put out the video yesterday, and so I sent it to everyone. See, that's the thing. So when I send out the video, whatever, you see everybody. I don't know if y'all know this or whatever. I send it out to everybody in that I know. I didn't just put it on social media. I send it out to everybody in my contacts list on my phone. I send it out to everybody on my messenger. Like I send it to everyone that I know. I said the same thing with this video. With this video that you're watching right now, I did the same thing. So no one can. I want no one to be able to say that they didn't see this. Everyone saw it. All of you saw this. There's no way. So you can't say that. Like everyone saw it. If you're, like, yes, Michelle Rogers saw this. Yes, Latoya Dozier saw this. But Dion Melion, he saw this too. They all saw it. Everyone saw. Josh Calhoun, you saw it. Everyone saw it. Theodore Jackson, the third, you saw it. You saw it. Everyone saw it. And so, yeah. Ernie Griffin, you saw it. Y'all saw it. And so, and so everybody on this list. And so, there's no. So when I sent it to Lisa Beckner, I said, "Hey Lisa, here's a text message to prove it to you. Hey Lisa." And so, Lisa If you don't know, Lisa wants to be, and because maybe you don't know her, or I know her personally. She's very smart. She's very smart. I mean, highly intelligent. She just got her degree in religion. Religious studies and all stuff like that, which is very hard. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. Okay, she's multi-millionaire and she got a doctorate. That's a bad chick. That's a bad chick. She also a Delta. I found that out from Sylvia Tapp. That she's a Delta. Her and 70 are Deltas. That's something. And so they're both Deltas. And so the plot thickens. And so pay attention. And so both Deltas. I was like, hey, she's like, where have you been? Da da da. I said everywhere, because I'm everywhere. Just so you know, my platform, my company allows that. It allows us to be everywhere. It's freedom based. It's not based in lies and deceit and deception. Everything is transparent. Even the money that's being sent through, in and out. Just FYI, we'll get to that. Anyway, and so where have you been? Everywhere. And so oh man, you fired, da da da. I'm like, I'm fired. I can't be fired. I own my own company, Revelation Productions. And so, well, you can still be fired, da da da. Like, how? Why would I be fired? Why do you have this vitriol for me? What did I do? What did I do? Lisa, apparently you have some kind of agenda. Apparently you have some kind of victim, like some vicious attempt to attack me. And you hold grudges. You have some kind of grudge against me. Why is that? I thought you wanted to be a preacher, Lisa. I thought you wanted to show people about God, Lisa. Are preachers vindictive? These text messages that you sent to me don't really show leadership in God's kingdom. That's not what God was about holding grudges. Lisa, the thing is, I know Lisa very well, and she is very vindictive. Like, she's like that. Like, that's who she is. I've told her on many occasions that, Lisa, man, you need to just forgive that person. Well, I can't do it. But you want to be a preacher, though. How can you tell people about the love of God if you're not exhibiting the love of God? See, I don't need to be in a position of power or whatever you consider power, because your position of power is garbage. I don't need to be in a downtown office suite or a suit and tie to tell you what's up, to hold you accountable, Lisa, to show the world who you are. Look at these text messages. You seem pretty vindictive for a preacher. Does anybody that's watching this video, do you want to follow Lisa Beckner as a preacher? Do you think that you should follow her when she has a vindictive nature? Do preachers have vindictive nature? Are they supposed to? I don't know. What do you think? Is that how preachers move? Is that how they're supposed to move? Especially with somebody who's known them over 20 years. Someone who loves them and looks up to them as high value. Is that how you treat these people? I asked her about because she recently gave Antoine Horn a grant because he bragged about it on Facebook. Pride is something else. Pride is something else, man. It always comes before the fall, Lisa. You should know that. Anyway. And goddamn. And so Lisa, you're not gonna be a preacher. Not in Evansville, Indiana. You're not gonna be there. Yeah, it's not happening. I told I would have let you skate. I would have. All I wanted was Stephanie Terry and her cuck husband out of my city, because she's a parasite. She's a parasite. That's all I wanted. I don't want her running for mayor, because she's not worthy of the title, because she's just using it as a platform for herself. That's what Cheryl Musgrave's people told me. Since her people, the Guerrilla Politic, are based in Michigan, she has higher aspirations for not just the mayorship of Evansville, but she wants to be like in Congress. And to be honest, a black woman being mayor of a small city or whatever in the heart of the Midwest, and if you look on them, that's a pretty big deal. If you look on the map, like the U.S. map, Evansville is a hub city. It's got all kind of like different cities around, like Henderson, Princeton, like Mount Vernon, all this stuff, right? All these different cities or whatever. So it's a hub city, okay. But if you look on the map, like the national map, it's like dead center in the heart of America. Like, so, I mean, dead center. So it's 13 hours away from New York. It's 13 hours away from Houston. It's 9 hours away from Chicago. It's 3 hours away from St. Louis. It's 2 to 3 hours away from Indianapolis. It's about 2 or 3 hours away from Nashville. It's about 6 hours away from Atlanta. Like, it's like right in the center. Like, it's dead center. So if you wanted to push drugs, for example, or just some kind of ideology, maybe feminism, if you wanted to push that, you would probably push it maybe through Evansville, because it's dead center and it can reach a lot of different places. As a matter of fact, the highway that's supposed to be finished or whatever from Indianapolis, it shoots all the way through to Evansville, all the way down to Houston, Texas. Well, so I mean, there's a lot of things that can come out of Evansville. Even though Evansville is a small little, unsuspect city, I don't think it's going to remain that way for long. But even though Evansville is a small city, it's a lot of stuff that's coming out of there, and particularly because drugs. So a lot of people have been dying from drugs. Most people don't care. I do. And that's not just men. Just not men is dying. Women are dying too. But Tyrell died from fentanyl. He died from fentanyl overdose. His brother Antoine Horn told me that Tyrell had the most fentanyl in the man's system, or a person's system, in the entire Vanderbilt County ever. Overdose, because of all the drugs that are being brought into Evansville. You don't have to care. Maybe it's not your fight, and maybe you don't care. Maybe what you care about is the money on your table. Okay, that's fine for you. Not everybody's like that though, and not everybody can be bought, and not everybody's gonna shut up. Just because you're uncomfortable. Okay, be uncomfortable. You should be uncomfortable. Like, you should be like upset about all the stuff that's going on in your town. You should, or just in America. Like, that's what's going on. But the overall is that Lisa Beckner wants to be a preacher with a vindictive streak, and on top of that, she's a black woman. She's a woman. Well, the Bible, my understanding, Lisa, says that women shouldn't be in the pulpit. So not only are you vindictive, you don't want to do what God says at all, because the Bible says women can't be preachers and they can't be in the pulpit. So do you really love God, or do you love yourself, Lisa? You're pretty vindictive and you don't want to do what God says. Preachers, they make a lot of money too. Like, they just so you know, if y'all don't know, churches are tax exempt. They don't pay taxes. Make a lot of money, and so if Stephanie Terry won the election, so that's the first black, female. The first black, female mayor in the Midwest, in the heart of the Midwest. It wouldn't be a big deal to have a first black, reverend in the heart of the Midwest either, Lisa Beckner. That's pretty incentive. You both are deltas too. I wonder if y'all came up. Wait a minute. I'm thinking now. Since it's called synergy. You ever heard of synergy? It's when two things come together to like work for a bigger picture, that kind of thing. Synergy is a great word. And anyway, man. I'm just thinking about. I'm thinking out loud. And so anyway, yeah, that's what I see. in our neck of the woods. Now let's get to the get down. We have Old National Bank and all stuff like that, and that's cool. Now, I'm also seeing other people that are connected with this. Because again, they're using the system wrong. They're using it like, they're not using a casting wide net on LinkedIn. they're doing it for themselves, so they're only utilizing the people in their network, the only people that they need necessarily. You got Josh Calhoun using all these people. I mean, seeing all these people because he's a networker. That's one of his functions. He loves doing it. Yeah, he does. TT, because he needs to oversee all these people because he's giving money to all these different, you know, if he's doing what he's, you know, all that, he would need to count monitor them and be able to track them. So giving money to certain people because of his network. So he's giving out money to all these people. Okay. But if you're basically over TT, you don't need, if you're like basically overseeing what he's doing, you don't need a whole bunch of people on your network. You only need about 2 or 3. I see you. We all see you. Why? I've known you for 30. I've known you almost 30 years. We went to middle school together. We was in Miss Pate's homeroom. You gave me a Mace CD for my birthday. A Mace CD, David. And the reason why I know it's David, well, just the fact, you know, that he's only connected to Alyssa and Michelle and TT. Michelle makes sense because they, you know, we've all known Michelle for a while. She likes black dudes, by the way. She's always black niggas, just a nigga lover ever since we was kids. But I guess that didn't work for her, you know, political career, so she had to change that up. My guess, anyway. But TT doesn't make sense. Like or Alyssa Christian. Like it doesn't make, neither one of those makes sense because David has never mentioned Theodore Jackson to me or Devon ever in the 30 years that I know TT. We grew up together, Theodore Jackson, but David, they never spoke, never hung out. I mean, I've never seen this happen ever. He never even spoke about Theodore Jackson as long as I've known him ever. So why are y'all friends on LinkedIn? But you're only friends with TT and Michelle and Alyssa. You should be casting a wide net, David, because you want to get jobs. You're about jobs. You're about like working. And I also see like weird shit. So now I'm finding out on his LinkedIn that David knows 4 languages. What? What the fuck? How do you know 4 languages? That's weird as fuck. That's weird. I've never known you to speak in 4 languages. Arabic, David? French? Sign language? Oh, elementary level. That's what it says, right? Elementary level. That's what you say. Like, okay, it's low level. I know, I've been speaking Spanish since high school. Yo sé poquito español. But I don't put that shit on my damn resume and let alone my LinkedIn page because if somebody asks me how to say something in Spanish, I'm gonna be looking dumb. So if you don't speak it enough, like, you know, enough to be fluent or just to be good or whatever, why would you put that on a LinkedIn page, David? Weird. It's weird. And that doesn't, I've known you, I've never known, I'm looking at you. So I'm starting to see you see that. Like I'm looking at you on your LinkedIn. Like it's not, what is going on here? Your business model sucks, David. And you see that. My business model is awesome. Your business model is trash. And that's the thing. See, David's mad right now. He's pissed off because David is he's been focused on business. He has 2 business degrees, 2 of them, 2 bachelors. Because he's a business, like he just deals with business admin, I believe. And he's put this little cabal together. This is his whole business strategy. You know what I mean? And I know he's pissed off because I came in a couple months and completely dismantled this ridiculous shit with mine. My business strategy is completely based on truth, like completely, and it's destroying you. It's killing you. And on top of that, here's the kicker, guys. Here's the kicker. David is a Freemason. If you don't know what a Freemason is, That's a network of people across the world, of 3 million people. I noticed on my LinkedIn, Rotary International, the Rotary Club. If you don't know what the Rotary Club is, similar organization, have been looking into me. I love receipts. And all of a sudden, when I put this video out, all of a sudden I have a federal warrant. I have a federal warrant. They thought I was gonna fold. Lisa, I don't know if it was just you, but I have a feeling, because you're vindictive like that, that you had a hand in that. Like, you know, as far as the warrant is concerned, a federal warrant, trying to take my freedom away from me because you don't like what I'm saying. Y'all chose to back a organization that engages in human trafficking and slavery, essentially, and to use men's social security numbers for their own gain, and you know, millions of just illegal dollars. That's what you chose. That's what you chose. All right, that's what you backed. That's what you backed. But you're people of God. Lisa, do you really think you're a good person? Do you think anyone's gonna follow you now? That you're done. Like, this is enough to destroy your whole thing about Christianity and like loving God and stuff like that or whatever. One of the things about being in the pulpit or whatever is that no one can say anything negative about you. This is pretty damning, Lisa. You're not gonna be a preacher. It's never gonna happen. Not after this. It's never gonna happen. No one's gonna follow you. No one's gonna follow you. You're vindictive. I mean, maybe you could have got past the whole being a woman thing, for sure, absolutely. But now that people see who you are, you're vindictive, and on top of that, you're backing these other Christian organizations that are not about the right. You'll never be a preacher. Not here. You can do that crap anywhere else, but not here. Not in my hometown. That's not gonna happen. Sorry. Not sorry. And so, but David, back to you. Your business model is trash because it's based in lies and deceit. So you've been lying to me. And I sent your text message here. Check this out, guys. I sent this text message to David and said, hey, David, you know, I don't mean to bother you or anything like that or whatever. I know it's the middle of the night. I'm paraphrasing, whatever. But how come we never played chess? David knows I love chess. But the reason why we never played chess, it's not about chess. It has nothing to do with chess. The question I'm asking is not about chess. It's the questions I'm asking is, why have you lied to me? Why have you kept your intelligence from me this entire time? He never responded. David, it must piss you off that you co-signed this car from me, and it's literally, you literally gave me the keys to your destruction. How does that feel? I loved you, bro. I still do. That's facts. That will never change. Me, David, and Devon Baxter have we all have matching tattoos. We got them in Florida years ago when I got my master's. We go back a long ways. But you know, when all this shit, when I posted the video, because Devon's telling me, oh yeah, Devon's like, yeah, go man, you know, expose our shit or whatever. But see, I didn't tell Devon and David that I was gonna basically out that black chick, that doctor, that medical doctor. I didn't tell them that. See, I know. See that, and then see when I posted the video, they didn't share it. Not only did I not share it, they didn't, like, nobody called me. They didn't text me saying, oh, it's awesome, Chris, you're exposing all this stuff or whatever. They never said anything. They never said anything. They didn't call me. I still haven't, I didn't got a text from them, nothing, no call, nothing to check on me, nothing like that. Nothing. All right. So Devon. And the thing is, Devon told me he gets a lot of government contracts. Because he could say he couldn't be on the video to speak to this or whatever, but because he gets a lot of government contracts. So, you know, but go ahead, Chris, go. Okay. See you on LinkedIn too. You don't have a picture of yourself either. And the only person you're really connected to is me and David. Now, I'm just thinking out loud, if you're the head guy, the head guy, you don't need to talk to all these people. You wouldn't. Why would you? Why would I need to talk to all these workers? They're workers. You talk to one guy who does all that shit. It looks like he's talking to David. He's been talking to David. That's all I see. But it's suspect. Like and the reason why it's suspect, you haven't contacted me. You haven't called me. You haven't texted me saying this is awesome. I watched it. It's amazing, Chris. I sent it to both of you. That's why I make sure. I make sure that I sent it to both of you, like in the joint text. Here's proof of that. I know that you saw this. Don't play dumb. Like this was too big for you not to see. You were saying, I can't wait to see the video. Really? Okay. All right. And so here it is. I'm looking at all this and I'm seeing all these problems, all these issues, and government contracts. You don't have to be in town to run the town. That's evident. It's evident. You ain't gotta be there to make things better, and you ain't gotta be there to make things worse. You can run shit from elsewhere. That's all I see. It's people I love and care about, but it seems like their agenda is more important than the people around them and than their community, and that they don't give a fuck about what's best for other people, just for their little networking themselves. Again, that's weak shit. I'm not for that. That's not what it's about. If you really care and you love God like you say you do, Lisa and many others, you'll do whatever it takes, and you'll stand up against anyone. Even the government, even the powers that be, even Rotary Club, even the Masons. You'll stand up against anyone to do what's right. Are really focused on me. I don't know why people are focused on me today. People are never focused on me. But like I have like more people on my story than I ever have. And this is crazy. And so like, what is going on? There are so many people focused on my story. It's 20 people that I can't see. What is that? You see that 20? It says others, 20. And a question mark by them. That's crazy, right? That's weird. It's 20 people that I cannot see and there's a question mark. That's weird. It's really weird. And so yeah, I'm showing everybody see they thought they could scare me with this bond thing. So it's now, look at this, so many, Michelle Rogers, the Shahan, man, it's a lot of people. You know what I mean? Josh and Shayla, man, what is going on? And so why, Theodore, TT, you never look at my stories. You never do. You never engage with me. You remember when you told me, TT, come on, man. You remember when you told me we were not friends in school? Remember that? Do you want to be my friend now? 19 people can see me though. Can see me, but I can't see them. It's weird. Others, 19. That's really weird. It's 19 people that can see me, but I can't see them. It's strange. It's really weird. Stand on that. We'll see what happens. It's making connections. And David, just what really tipped me off to you, just real quick. That was really stupid. The D Patrick thing, like when I told you and Devon, or maybe it's Devon, but when I told y'all about that. I was going to go talk to the guy D Patrick about, you know, just and everything, the millionaire, to work on my company, to help be an investor in my company. And 2 hours later, he can't meet with me. We can't do this video. David, that was David, or one of you, either one of you. But I feel like it was David, but I don't know. But that was stupid. That was dumb. That was, man, I was pointing at you. Like, I was like, oh my God, like, really? I didn't tell nobody else. I told just you two. Really? Your business model is trash. You spend all this time in this business. This business model sucks. And I've been running back and forth in it like trash. Y'all are children. I see why Batman does this. Because he must love, like, fooling around with y'all are villains. Like, because this is hilarious. Y'all suck at this. So I'll say that. That's it. Like, you know, that's all I got. But that's it, man. So, you know, Old National Bank, Rotary International, Mason, because David's a Mason. And, you know, try to get me on there. I'm not for that secret shit. Y'all what's wrong with society? That's secrecy. That's the problem. It's you. It's not people or whatever. And whatever your ideology is fucked. Because it's you. You're the problem. As a matter of fact, look, check this out, y'all. Like, look, they've been on my stories. Michelle Rogers and all that stuff. Like, hey man, that's also look. Just real quick. Look, Michelle, I posted this because I baited all these people. They're stupid. Y'all so dumb. I baited all of y'all. I baited you this morning with the whole list of like people that I'm looking at. Y'all are stupid. You're so stupid. So Michelle, the first person, Dave, that your chief lieutenant. That's why feminism sucks, David. Your business model is trash. Your chief lieutenant is the first person that hit me up. Look at this message. She the first person. She's scared the motherfucker, bro. She was scared. She's scared. She's scared. And so, oh my God. And so, look at her. She is nervous. She is nervous. What? How can you say this about me? Let me tell you something about people. I know people very well. If you got something, if you living in truth and you ain't got nothing to hide, then you ain't got nothing to hide. You're not scared of shit. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, you're crazy. This dude's nuts. Whatever, dog. You can do what you want. That's how you move. But you know who? But she's the first person to hit me. And then on top of that, she's looking at all my stories. I got proof of this too. Here, go look. She's hitting all my stories. Michelle Rogers never looks at my stories, ever. On top of that, her and Ernie Griffin, they never look at my stories, ever. Jesus, like what? What is going on? And on top of that, there's random people that I can't even see looking at my story. It's like 7 people. Look at that. I can't even, I don't know who they are. Just some mysterious people. Sounds like a conspiracy to me. And I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, maybe not. Maybe it's a glitch on the Facebook page. I don't know. And so, but it's 7 people that I can't see, but they can see my story. And who? Why am I so interesting all of a sudden? I don't know. Somebody's listening. I don't know. But anyway, and so anyway, yeah, all these people. So all these people start hitting me up. All when I post this thing, all this list of people who I'm gonna expose. All these people start hitting me up. Y'all ain't hit me up for shit. Latoya Dozier called me. She called me. I called her career criminal. She called me on Messenger. Here's proof. Look. She called me. Latoya, hey man, Latoya, you remember the other week when I sent you uptown? I was trying to say hey, cause you know my car. Like I was trying to stop and say hey or whatever. You just kept rolling by me like you didn't see me. Remember that? Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. Anyway, and so y'all are dumb. And so, but all these people hit me. Chris Smith. Nobody calls me like that. TT hit me. Josh Calhoun kept hitting me. I told Josh, Josh, don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Don't be. Because if you ain't got nothing to hide, you ain't got nothing to worry about. What you calling me for? What you texting me for? If ain't nothing going on but the rent, what's to worry about? So y'all thought y'all was gonna scare me into submission. You're gonna silence me. That's what you thought. That's what y'all thought. Y'all didn't think this through. Y'all didn't think this through at all. That was very stupid of you. Okay? You should have found a way. Because I was gonna let you skate. I was gonna let y'all skate. All I wanted was Stephanie Terry out of my city. Stephanie Terry and her cuck husband. I wanted them out of my city. But y'all couldn't even do that. Because you're narcissists. All you care about is yourself. So, because of that, I'm gonna let the people decide. You know, see what happens. Like I said, God is amazing, always and forever. And I trust in Him with everything that I do. Shadrach, Meshach, and a bad Negro were pretty dope. Back up on my bullshit.